Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Day Lavender. In today's video, I'll be talking about how I collect my water for my spiritual baths and also to appease my water spirits. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much for your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. It means so much to me. Continue to like, comment, and share my video, and if you do feel so, to subscribe. I definitely appreciate all. I definitely appreciate the comments, and I do appreciate your questions. It definitely makes me feel like you're engaged and that you enjoy my content. And that means so much to me. Continue to do so. I definitely will continue to be active to answer your questions and your concerns. Thank you so much. It means so much, as I stated, and I do enjoy putting out these videos. I do like to, things I learned on my journey, I definitely like to put it out for you guys to learn, to absorb, and maybe so it helps you on your journey as well. And this will be a fairly quick video. I'll show you how I collect the water, and it will be, the examples I show you will be river water and like storm or rain water. Unfortunately, I didn't have the ocean water video. I totally apologize for that. I went to the beach, but I forgot to record myself. But I also, I guess you can, when you see me how I collect it in the river, it's the same way how I collect it in the ocean as well. You'll get to see that too. You will also see how I prepare my spiritual bath. You get a little snippet of that as well. And I'll tell you real quick why I collect the water for my spiritual baths and to appease my water spirits. To find out how you have water spirits, to get a clear answer is to receive a divination from a priest, where the whether is Ifa, Palo, Obia. Those are examples. They're part of the traditional African religions, what you call ATRs. And also from traditional healers, shamans. I pretty much spoke to a traditional healer from South Africa, and I can't wait to share that video when I traveled to South Africa, to Johannesburg and Pretoria, to show you. Essentially, I'm going to South Africa to finish out my journey. I started my journey in 2017. So right now, when I record this video, is September 2021. So I've been on my journey for about 4 years. And I definitely would say at that start in 2017 was like the caterpillar stage. And I would definitely say right now, while recording this video, I'm like in that chrysalis, that, you know, caterpillar in a cocoon. A lot of people need to understand when it comes to this journey, there's a lot of mistakes, a lot of falling, a lot of getting up, a lot of learning, and it's definitely essential for your growth. As I am in the cocoon stage, I would definitely say when I travel overseas and talk with my mentor, with the traditional healer in South Africa, to get cleansed, that is my purpose, to get cleansed and to see what is the next step for me. I would say that's the butterfly stage. And it would be such an honor if this video, when I share my video and my travels, hopefully that sparks something in you for that, you know, next step for you to carry on to the next phase in your life. And essentially that is I feel like my purpose here with my channel is to introduce some things that I've learned, because when I started, it was really not much out there for me to learn and to understand. So I hope that with these videos and with my channel, I'm able to give you some insight, some facts. You know, I'll be there with a pen and notepad writing things down. And I know that some things that I will conduct there, it would definitely be, you know, is there some secret? So hopefully when I record and put it out and onto my channel, there's some things I can share and some things that are still sacred that I have to keep, you know, under wraps. But hopefully I'll be able to put much on here for you to learn, and hopefully if that resonates with you, that'd be a jump start for you to continue on to the next step for you. And the reason why I collect these waters and why I visit the rivers and the oceans is to keep my mind clear. and also to dampen the side effects of having water spirits. The typical signs for me is let's see, it's the cold feet, it's the clammy hands, the headaches that can't be cured with any headache medicine. And I was told I need to wear this white cloth wrap around my head. You'll see that in one of the videos when I collect the river water. Also, you get the whistling sounds in the ear, you get the ringing sounds. I'm still trying to be mindful of the signs. Sometimes they escape me, but it really is the side effects of having water spirits. It's something that is very it's like, I would say it's like it plagues my everyday life, but it kind of does make everyday living kind of burdensome. And that's also part of the reason why I'm going to go get cleansed, is to kind of put a dampen on the side effects and also to appease my ancestors. It's been told to me that just many years before me, my ancestors do kind of the similar work that I do, and it's in line with healing, like being a healer, healing work, and also mediumship was something that was revealed to me. So with my trip, that'll be the end of that discovery, and then whatever, after I get cleansed, whatever is revealed to me that I must do, I will go ahead and continue on to the next phase of my life to carry out what is meant for me. And please let me know in the comments below if you received those same revelations after what I revealed to you today. I know that we're all very unique beings on a very unique path. I would like to know if you've also experienced these same things as well. I'm very curious to know. And as you collect this water and use it on you in your baths or on your skin, essentially you kind of will go through figuring out if that certain type of water is for you, if it's a right fit for you. Essentially, that's what I promote here on my channel, is to follow your heart, follow your intuition. If it feels right, continue on. If it doesn't feel right, it's okay. Adjust accordingly. If you believe you don't have any water spirits, that's totally okay. You want to use these waters to add extra oomph because you feel like you might be missing something. That's something you can definitely utilize into your rituals and in your routines. I started collecting this water just because it just felt right to collect water and add to my spiritual bath, not knowing that I have water spirits. Doing some research on Google, came upon a Tumblr post I give credit to, is S Stones and then another S. So it's S Stones and 2 S's, at one in the beginning, one in the end. I saw that each water represents a certain property, a certain purpose. For example, if you collect the sea or ocean water, it's best for your cleansing and your healing. Storm water, like if you collect rainwater during a storm, lightning and thunder, those are best for spells and rituals that give you emotional strength. For a light shower, those light rains that don't have any storms going on, like a nice light shower. Usually during the springtime you get that type of rainwater is good just for multi-purpose, for anything you need. River water, which I like to collect, those are best with moving on. It helps you, you put it in your water, river water, you put it in your baths, or you rub it on you. River water is really good for, as I stated, to just not only to move on, but I also feel like it helps me kind of reset. When I say moving on, is more so if you're having trouble, like they say, letting things go, moving on from the past. River water is best for that. Snow, for example, if it snows outside and you kind of melt the water inside your home, is good for purity and for endings. Dew water, not sure how you can collect dew water, but if you happen to have a good way of collecting like the light dew after a rain, I believe that's what I believe dew water is. If it rains and the next day it's kind of lightly still wet outside, collect the dew. That's good for love and fertility. And I say have a level of discernment with these waters. I didn't add lake water here, but I know some people collect lake water, and I can't seem to remember what lake water is for. But I believe it's best to really collect moving water. You don't want to collect water that's been sitting still and stagnant, but I say, use your level of discernment. If you feel best for you, go right ahead. But like I said, I'd recommend using collecting water that's moving water, your oceans, your rivers, your streams. Rainwater, in my opinion, I feel like it's good as well, because you'll see in my video, when you collect this water, it's crystal clear, good enough to drink. I do not recommend to drink the water. When I first started, when I collected the water, I would boil it to a boiling point in like my multi-purpose pot, which I showed you in my previous videos. But you collect it in a pot that's only specifically used for these type of instances, for your rituals, your spells. I boil it to a boiling point and let it cool. Put it in like a mason jar, which I'll show you, and put it in the fridge, and then use it. But as time goes on, like I said, I just kind of do what feels right. If I feel like I need to boil this water, I'll boil it. If I don't, I don't. Like I said, follow your intuition. What is your gut telling you? And as I said, I kind of do these bath rituals, the going to the moving waters, like rivers and oceans. I do that to really appease my ancestors and appease my water spirits. It's a way to reset maybe the week, or if, you know, at the end of the week, if I go on the weekends. It's really just, again, to feel a sense of normalcy in my life, because as I stated, the symptoms I get with having these ancestors and these water spirits, I do this just to feel good again, because the symptoms, as I said, when it comes to the headaches, there's no headache medicine that can cure this. The cold feet, all that, the ringing in my ear, there's no medicine that can cure it until I get these things done. If so be it, when I go to South Africa, my mentor tells me, hey, there's other things you can use, like traditional herbs. I definitely I'll put you onto those as well, if you guys said that you experience these symptoms as well. So yes, here I am collecting the light rain. It was like rain showers around in August. I was able to find a nice spot near my home to collect the water, the rainwater. And I believe it was the best spot to get a nice collection. It's kind of hard to collect rain without like a drain nearby. And I felt this was the best way to collect it, because as you can see, look how crystal clear that water is. I might boil the water, I might not, but yep, I'll put a lid on it and put it in the refrigerator to be used later. And in the rainwater video, as you saw, I simply just went to my drain, collected in the glass, and when I showed you up close, you saw how clear that water is. So however you feel to collect that rainwater or storm water, I'd say find the best way to collect that water, you know, in your area. So this river was very rocky, so you'll see how I'm taking my time walking through the river. And I had to find a nice spot. A couple times you'll catch me in the frame. I'm filling it up, pouring it out. Finding the right spot, filling it up, pouring out, until it feels right. I kept it closed, put it to the side, and then you'll see I'm taking my time, evading the rocks. You'll see me splash some water on my legs, on my arms, on my body. You'll catch me how I'm pouring over my head, wrap my head in white. Keep my head protected, keep my head cool. And off frame, I was praying, or patla, but I told you, or I'll tell you after this video how I patla, which is in South Africa the way you talk and communicate with your ancestors and your water spirits. When I patla, I burn my impevo. I burn some candles. And I'm just communicating with my ancestors and my water spirits. It's a very intimate moment, very private moment. And then see how crystal clear that is? Like I said, good enough to drink, but do not drink. That's what I like to see. I don't feel like I need to boil it. I'll just use it and put it in the fridge. see that I had in the river video, I had my head wrapped in white because I feel like, you know, my spirits are there at the river. So I do that out of respect. I do that out of respect. You saw I get down there and collect the water in the mason jar. I also rub the river water, splashed over my head. I rubbed it on my hands. I go there to pray to Patla, which I will introduce or conducted in South Africa. They Patla, where they use an herb, which I'll show you, is impevo. Impevo I get from Etsy. This is also what I include into, which I'll show you in a video, where I also use that herb in a tea strainer. I pour hot water, let it sit as a tea in a tea strainer. I'll show you that as well. Let it sit, let it steep. Also along with hyssop and rue, which I put in a nice glass bowl. I'll show you that. Let it get cold. And then in my bath, I pour it over my head and read Psalm 51 and Psalm 23. You can either do either or. I like to do both. I pray over the water and I pour it over my head. That's a good way of kind of like a nice light cleansing. When I'm doing this video, today is September 19th. Tomorrow is a full moon on September 20th. So I like to do it in the phases of the moon cycles, the coming of the new moon and also the full moon. Sometimes I'll just not do it according to the moon cycles. Again, just if I feel like I need an extra oomph, I need to do it again. To feel a sense of normalcy, to feel good again, feel like a reset. But there's also other videos on YouTube about Patla. I'll show you the way of the spelling here at the bottom or into the side. But there's really a lot of knowledgeable traditional healers, Sangomas, that talk about Patla, and I do recommend, if you would like to go down that rabbit hole, to experience that, what it's like to hear what other people do in other parts of the world is very enlightening. And I say go for it if that resonates with you. Okay, so I just showed you how I prepare my my spiritual bath, and next I'll show you how I prepare my bowl. This is the bowl as I stated in my video, or I'm not sure if I recorded it already yet, or I'll show you right after. This is where I prepare the bowl to pour over my head. This is the cleansing part, to reset myself, make myself a little bit better. The herbs, I will show you where I bless it and then, you know, state my intention. The mandatory required herbs is hyssop and rue. And I'll show you my optional herb, which is impevo. Now, as I stated, hyssop and rue is definitely a must to be used, to be steeped, in this bowl. And then you can add whatever herb as optional herb to add on to what you would like to, you know, pour over your head to pretty much make you feel better, or whatever herbs properties you would like to set as the intention in your spiritual bath. And I would say this bowl is as if I'm pouring blessings over my body. I'll show you, again, I will bless the herbs, cleanse the herbs with this incense you see over the bowl a little bit. Can't really point, but I will bless the herbs, bless the water. I will state Psalms 51 and Psalm 23. Is an and or thing. I decided to do both. Those are definitely important psalms to pray over the bowl. Psalm 51 because it has the words hyssop in it, and Psalm 23 is normally a general psalm they use to cleanse and bless over things. That's one thing I've heard. So I have rue in my hand, so I'll go and frame and say, rue, I bless rue. Rue, I bless this herb. Rue, may I use your magical properties for its intended benefits. Amen. Put it here in my herb or tea strainer. Put it in here. And I have about a pinch in my hand, so now I have hyssop. Say hyssop. I bless this herb. Hyssop. May I use your magical properties for its intended benefits. Amen. And again, put in this little tea strainer. And here I have impevo, which I got from Etsy. I'm not sure if I stated that already. It's kind of flaking a little bit, so I'm gonna try to get a pinch off. So this was recommended by my mentor, the spiritual healer, which I will see in about probably next week. Right now as I'm recording, I'll see him next week. He has recommended I use impevo as part of my spiritual bath rituals. But a nice pinch, see if I can get a good pinch off, okay? Making a little bit of a mess, but it's okay. Rituals are not always clean. It kind of, you know, like as I stated in my other videos, you kind of get your hand a little messy. About this much. Cleanse it. Impevo. I bless this herb. May I use your magical properties for its intended benefits. Amen. Put it in here. And this is what it's looking like right now. And let me go ahead. I have a pot of hot water boiling on the eye right now. Let me go get it for you real quick. Okay, so this is boiling hot water. Keep in mind, it's as if you're making a tea. You want these herbs to steep. I'm pouring it in for you real quick. Okay, so yes, that's boiling water. It's steeping as if it's a tea, because we want all the herbs to steep and soak so it can release it. See how, let me show you the color. The water is changing color a bit. And of course, a little bit of bits are going to get into water, and that's okay. But we want this to, I don't know if you can see with the camera quality, but it's changing colors. It's getting like a nice yellow greenish color. That's what I like to see. I want all of its properties to get into the water. And I want this to get nice and cold. I'm gonna let it sit until it's cold. And it's okay, the water is supposed to shock your system. It's gonna be cold when you pour over your head. You pour it, I like to usually hit my forehead and let it run down my face, and of course the water will run down my body. That's what I like. And at this point, I will let it steep, let it get nice and cool or cold. That's totally fine. And then that's when I will pray Psalms 51 and Psalms 23 over the bowl. And I will do this in a clockwise motions as many times as I want and pray. And after I pray my psalms, that's when I will pour over my face, my body. Do you see at this angle? It's already changed colors very quickly. The hotter the water, the quicker, the herbs will just steep and set in and, get into the water. I'm going to pour until this whole bowl is empty. You see the steam coming off. It's hot right now, so I'm gonna sit in the bath water, and then once I'm finished bathing, thinking, meditating, whatever, water is cold, pray my psalms, pour it over my head. And again, this is a ritual. It's done with an intention of whatever you want to bring in for this time being, whether you want to bring in clarity, cleansing, prosperity, hope, abundance, whatever, that is your intention that you want to bring in. And with this type of bath, this ritual bath, you're already bringing in cleansing, cleansing and healing. This is a cleansing and healing bath. But depending upon the type of herbs you'd added in, like for me, I'd added in rosemary, have my impeful. That's the added intentions. And of course, I'm bringing in fire, earth, my crystals. I can't even think of right now what it is. But I'll probably put in as a little word below I can't even come to mind what the name of those crystals are, but I'm bringing in fire, bringing in earth, have my water, air. It's very important to bring in all the elements into this spiritual bath, this ritual. Very important to ground yourself, balance yourself, come back, it's like a reset, bring yourself back into alignment. Very important to do this at least once a week, or as many times as you want in the week. Once you get into these type of situations, once you get into this craft, it's very important to cleanse yourself, reset yourself, bring yourself back to center. Because there's, when you go out into the world, meet different people, it's very easy to get off your axis, get off your center, and then that's what happens. Definitely add this to your routine if you always feel yourself feeling kind of moody, feeling off, not like yourself. Very important to add this into your ritual, your routines. If you choose to get into this craft, they always talk about the type of rituals you can do, type of spell work you can do, but they never talk about the behind the scenes. The important thing of cleansing yourself, resetting yourself, is kind of hard to do spells and rituals, do sachets or powders or oils, do your oils and everything. It's hard to craft things when you're not whole, when you're not centered, when you're not yourself. This is a good way to cleanse yourself and be your 100% self, so you can, be your total 100%, so you can be your 100% self when you put yourself into your workings. You get better results when you do these things, the behind the scenes work of getting yourself together. I'm speaking from experience. And most of all, forgot to add, the most important thing that this bath brings is not only cleansing and healing, but it's also protection. This bath, when you get into the line of work that I get into, very important to protect yourself. Very hard to do your spells and your workings when you haven't protected yourself. Cleansing and protection goes hand in hand. The ward off any lingering entities, other people's energy, etc., etc. Very important to do this bath to protect yourself from the things you're getting yourself into. But of course, you gotta be mindful and do your research before you do anything. But sometimes, human error comes about. Sometimes you're not aware of all the outside underlining things that are around you. So very important to do these baths. Is like a multi-purpose thing. It clears everything out, protects you, keeps you in tune, keeps you connected with source. Very, very important. I forgot to add. So this final step is optional. What I'm going to do is take this herb bundle. The herbs in this bundle, kind of the names of them escape me, but I believe some of it is rosemary and cedar. Really good for purification, cleansing, protection. So I'm gonna light it a little bit, like so. Get a nice smoke coming, nice white smoke from the herb. So yep, I finished bathing. I poured the solution over my head and just take a body part, and I'm not sure if you guys can see me, but just waft it over parts of my body. My arm, I'm gonna go down to my legs, chest area, and go up above my head. As I know it's out of frame, but just take each part of my body. I do waft over my arms. I'll go down to my legs. Sorry, you probably see the face mask on my face. And then just do it front, and I go behind myself. Yep, go behind myself, back, get myself covered in the smoke. And that was as if I put a final seal on everything, pretty much like a final cap, the ending to my entire ritual for today. And in my bath video, as you saw, it's definitely important to have the salts in your bath. Salts is a great way to ground yourself and to cleanse yourself. I used Epsom salt, which I do recommend. That's what I use to, like I said, to ground myself, cleanse myself. And then you saw where I poured the water in there. My mixture, I guess I'll show you, my ocean water, my rain water, and also my river water I'll put in there. And then I showed you a glimpse of my elixir, my brown elixir, which I like to mix in my big pot with a bunch of herbs. I steep it in there, let it boil to a boiling point, and then when I strain it, it's like it came out like a brown liquid. And definitely comment and let me know if you would like a video on how I make my brown elixir. I say that is the elixir is very multi-purpose. It's good for protection, for clearing out things, for also cleansings as well. That water I also use, that brown elixir I also use is to wash my floors, wash doorways. It's very multi-purpose and it's very, very useful. And when it comes to making your spiritual baths, always add things that resonate with you. For me, when you saw, it was the Florida water for me. The Florida water is really good for cleansing and protection. It's just again an added oomph, which I feel like it's good to add in my spiritual bath. Also, you saw the rosemary oil. Rosemary oil I make from scratch. If you like a video on how I make mine, just comment below, let me know. Rosemary oil, I simply put in a pot of olive oil and just sprinkle a bunch of herbs into a bunch of the rosemary herbs into the oil and let it get nice and warm, let it sit for a bit. I noticed that when I let it warm up and pour into a mason jar of my own and let it sit in it like in a cabinet, it has to be stored in a dark, cool place. I like to put it underneath the cabinet in the bathroom. I noticed that the rosemary herb infuses into the olive oil, which I then use again to put in my baths. Rosemary is a herb that's good for protection. If you look up the spiritual properties for rosemary, I believe it will definitely tell you a lot more what rosemary can be used for, but I like to use it for prosperity and protection. But there's a lot of herbs that can be infused into oil. Definitely, I say look that up and see what resonates for you and add it to your bath water. It's definitely very helpful for me. And if you made it to the end of this video, I thank you so much for listening and for watching, and definitely continue to comment and let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'm very happy to answer them. And until we meet again in my next video, I wish you the best of luck on your journeys, on all your journeys. With love, Day Lavender.